first generation digital transformation in government departments. I think we are very pleased to continue that legacy. I mean, there are other examples like Passport, Ayushman Bharat, etc. But we are very pleased to add this to TCS portfolio. Secondly, I think we leveraged or built this system on our belief to leverage TCS IP, intellectual property, along with bringing in our services. So the platform that we've used is called DigiGov, which we have been, which brings in the efficiency, better timelines, better quality, and therefore bringing in the required benefits. Thirdly, I think as Director General DGCA said, that most of the software and most of the work on the project happened during the pandemic time. And I'm very happy to say that both DGCA team and TCS team stood together as partners and worked tirelessly during the pandemic to make sure that we reach this stage. So in that sense, I would say this function should be a tribute to their efforts to bring the program to this stage. With that, wish all the best to DGCA, and thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to be here. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So, ladies and gentlemen, as you know, eGCA is being implemented with TCS. So your views, sir, stand extremely important. Thank you for your good wishes. And we now seek and invite the vision and the views of our policy makers. May I request respected Secretary, Civil Aviation, Shri Rajiv Bansal ji, for his address.
Honorable Union Minister for Civil Aviation, Shri Jyotiraditya Scindia ji, Mr. Bhatla from TCS, my colleague on the dais, Arun Kumar, Director General of Civil Aviation, my colleague Satyendra Mishra, Joint Secretary in my ministry, distinguished invitees today from the airlines, from the industry at large, from the Air Force, from the media, ladies and gentlemen. I'm really happy to be here today and feel privileged that on this August day, we are inaugurating the eGCA platform of our Directorate General of Civil Aviation. It's been a long journey, and as Arun mentioned in the beginning, that there have been some unsuccessful attempts to do this transformation, but we were happy that in May-June 2019, this project got awarded to TCS, and over the last 2 years, in spite of the pandemic, we have been able to complete this in a timely manner. This is obviously just the beginning, and it's a good beginning, it's a strong beginning, but we have yet much more ground to cover. Today, as I stand before you, I'm happy for 3 reasons. I'm triply happy. One, because I'm secretary of this ministry, and I'm happy that our ministry has launched this initiative. We are on the path of transparency. We are on the path of good governance. We are on the path of ushering in reforms, maximum governance with minimal interference. We are on the path of digitalization. We are on the path of weeding out our paper records. So it's a proud moment for me in this ministry. As I wear the hat of CMD Air India, I'm also particularly happy as a user of the services of DGCA. DGCA is the safety regulator, as we know. And for any airline, and I'm sure many of you are from the airline fraternity here, it is the final guard for any airline, for any pilot, for any airline operator. DGCA is the ultimate authority, and every kind of transformation that happens in this institution actually adds great value to the airline. It addresses the entire issue of ease of doing business and adds value to the entire sector at large. I'm happy for a third reason, that the timing of this transformation is so critical, and important. It happens at a time when we are celebrating the Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. It happens at a time that we are celebrating the 75th year of India independence and celebrating the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. So it couldn't have come at a better time. And for all these reasons, I'm happy that we've been able to reach this milestone. And as I said earlier, let us not stop here. Let us reassess what more we need to do. Let us do an impact assessment. Let us do a user survey and see how far we have come and yet how far more we need to do. With these few words, I welcome Honorable Minister, sir. I'm thankful that he could spare the time and be with us. He's been a guiding force with us in this journey. Every week in the review meeting, this has been there on his dashboard, and we are happy that we have been able to meet a deadline and hope that this transformation will come up to his expectations, to the expectations of the industry, to the expectations of the airline, and we look forward to feedback so that we can improve further and add value to our sector as a whole. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir, for your insightful views on the very promise of eGCA. The transformational journey as of DGCA begins with eGCA. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the moment of the day. May I request our Honourable Minister, Shri Jyotiraditya Scindia ji, to please launch eGCA with a click of a remote, dedicating it to the nation.
Every morning in India, a billion dreams wake up, and the nerve center powering every bustling, thriving and pulsating dream is a revolution unlike any other. A digital transformation at the very core is driving India to newer horizons in its global leadership standing. And under the Honorable Prime Minister's vision of a digital India, technology is set to bring in an era of efficiency, transparency, safety and reliability like never before.
Our governance model is technology first. Through technology, we have enhanced human dignity, better service delivery and efficiency. Technology is the prime reason our schemes have gone beyond files and changed lives of the people at such a speed and scale.
This Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, India's premier civil aviation safety regulator, the DGCA is all set to tune its barometers to once again change lives for the better. As India soars faster, higher and stronger, the DGCA will ring in a new benchmark for safety, efficiency and transparency as it presents to the country its very own e-governance platform for civil aviation.
Based on the Prime Minister's vision for an Atmanirbhar Bharat, I am confident that the unveiling of this eGCA initiative will go a long way in ensuring both ease of doing business in India as well as making ourselves much more focused on an e-governance model. Our insistence and our steadfast resolve in making sure regulatory processes are much more efficient, much more customer-driven, are now propounded in our eGCA initiative. I would like to congratulate all the stakeholders, eGCA in particular, and also all the stakeholders that have come together to make this venture possible. It is our resolve to be customer-facing. It is our resolve to be customer-centric. It is our resolve to be in the service of all our stakeholders. And I am confident that this eGCA initiative will go a long way in servicing all our customers in the years to come. I would also like to take this opportunity to congratulate TCS, an innovative IT solution provider, in assisting us in making sure that we achieve this goal of customer-centric delivery. Congratulations to the full team, and I hope that all our stakeholders are satisfied with the new service delivery mechanism that eGCA is going to propound.
The e-governance project launched by DGCA in consultation with TCS at the initiative of our Honorable Prime Minister is a great project to digitally access DGCA and its service. It will bring greater ease of doing business with DGCA. It will make the lives and the tasks of stakeholders that much better, and it will ensure that the productivity increases. I wish the DGCA and the TCS the very best and hope that all the stakeholders will enjoy this digital experience.
The eGCA is born out of a vision to embolden India's aviation industry with efficiency, transparency, better governance and streamlined regulatory approvals. Above all, it is designed to deliver on a promise of safety as its highest priority. Guided by TCS's rich history of technological innovation combined with the DGCA's domain expertise, the eGCA is set to emerge as the one-stop shop for anytime, anywhere regulatory approvals. An eGCA single window system where all one needs to do is register, apply, track status for services and obtain licenses and approvals. With a focus on building safety at every node of India's air transportation ecosystem, the single window eGCA platform will deliver on a host of digital firsts. Key among these being single window applications to all concerned directorates, digital application processes accessed anytime, anywhere, online document submission, unique eGCA identity for every applicant, online application status tracking and updates via SMS and email, help desk to address queries and concerns with the Akash chatbot available 24/7 on the DGCA website. Card licenses issued to pilots, AMEs, ATCOs with unique QR codes instead of paper booklets. Electronic logbooks for pilots, allowing them to fill flying data on the go through mobile apps, replacing bulky physical logbooks. And countrywide access to digitized records with a single click. Backed by the eGCA, India's aviation industry will witness the dawn of a new tomorrow. As the runways to freedom turn green this Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, the eGCA platform powered by TCS DigiGov is the next giant leap towards providing efficient regulatory approvals using digital technologies, thus ensuring the safety of our skies and opening up newer unexplored vistas.
So that's eGCA, ladies and gentlemen, and as mentioned, it has been implemented with TCS as service provider and PwC as project management consultant. और इसके साथ डिजिटल ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन की गति को पकड़ता हुआ DGCA, पर इसके पीछे की जो जर्नी रही है, इस दरमियान DGCA ने जिन चुनौतियों का सामना किया और उनको एड्रेस करने की तरफ जो प्रयास किए, जिन उपायों को उठाया, उन्हें हमने एक केस स्टडी में शामिल किया है। तो मैं माननीय मंत्री जी से निवेदन करती हूँ कि वे इस केस स्टडी DGCA टेक्स ऑफ ऑन अ डिजिटल फ्लाइट का यहाँ पर अवलोकन करें। This is a case study, ladies and gentlemen, as it is being unveiled. It captures the journey of DGCA through the implementation of the eGCA project, the challenges that eGCA faced, and the measures which were taken to address these through the eGCA platform have been incorporated in this case study. Thank you to the Honourable Minister and everyone present. And with this launch, ladies and gentlemen, as we are now ready to take off, I would like to request the Captain of the Ministry, our Honourable Minister, Shri Jyotiraditya Scindia ji, to please address us all. We look forward to his guidance.
Seated on the dais with me, Civil Aviation Secretary Rajiv Bansal ji, gentlemen at the vanguard of safety on our airwaves, Head of DGCA Arun Kumar ji, Joint Secretary in my ministry Saten Mishra ji, representative of TCS, country head Tej Batla ji, members of multiple stakeholder organizations seated before me, members of the Indian Air Force, friends from the media, and ladies and gentlemen. It indeed is an honor for me today to be amongst all of you on this new dawn. As time evolves, so must organizations. And in government, we believe, under the leadership of Prime Minister Modi ji, that we must be a customer-centric government. We must be a government that believes in the ease of doing business. We must be a government that is responsive. And we must be a government that brings about monumental change and not incremental change. India, ladies and gentlemen, is at the cusp of a new paradigm change in the world. The last year and a half have been horrific for the globe, every single global citizen. But in India, we have used that time. And as the Prime Minister has always said, कि सदैव चुनौती में भी अवसर ढूंढना होगा. In times of adversity, one must look for opportunities. One must look for challenges and problems that can be solved. And under his leadership, we have successfully done that. Whether it be countering the first wave, whether it be looking after the needs of millions of our countrymen and women, providing ration, providing employment opportunities, whether it be in the area of providing medical assistance, re-engaging and reinforcing our medical infrastructure in our country, whether it be in the area of vaccinations. All those who questioned India's capability, all those who had doubts on India's capability, all those questions, all those doubts have been put to rest when a country of 130 crore people has engaged as one family and has been able to successfully vaccinate 110 crore vaccines, which is way beyond a world record. A country that never had the history of vaccinations. We imported our smallpox vaccines, we imported our BCG vaccines. Today we have produced 2 vaccines not for India but for the world. So that is the outlook. And akin to that has been the outlook within DGCA. As Arun Kumar ji said, we re-looked at this new initiative in a new way in 2019. And then we had the onset of COVID. But he and his team, Ajay ji, Tej Batla ji and his team, PwC, all our stakeholders have worked assiduously through this pandemic to enable us to have this event today. And my heartiest congratulations to all of them for putting in, as Secretary said, with tenacity, with commitment, with resilience, with persistence, their untiring efforts to make our government and this sector a customer-facing sector. DGCA has the responsibility of safety, following ICAO norms, and therefore all policy and all permissions have one gateway, and that's DGCA. From pilots to air traffic controllers to licensing of FTOs, to certification of aircrafts, aerodromes, air operator certificate. And therefore there was a crying need to decentralize this, to make it customer-centric. All transactions hitherto were manual. And in one stroke, we have converted the erstwhile, and don't mind me saying so, Arun Kumar ji, we have converted the erstwhile DGCA into its new avatar of eGCA. In many ways, it is a rebirth. Every organization has to move from being an organization that looks at itself and its processes to look at the world and its customers. And I believe that in government, under the leadership of Prime Minister Modi also, we are moving away from what past governments used to do of being restrictive regulators to becoming constructive collaborators. And this move is also heralding that change. 298 services have been moved onto the eGCA platform. 99 in the first two phases, and 198 in the next two phases. The first 99 cover almost about 70 to 75% of what DGCA used to do, which is pilot licensing, medical examinations, flying training organizations, connecting regional offices to DGCA headquarters. And the second two phases cater to the balance 30% services. And through this transformation, we have achieved a number of objectives. Becoming a single window online service platform, along with that, eliminating procedural inefficiencies, minimizing physical interaction, and automating regulatory reporting. And let me give you a few examples of that. In India today, we have close to 17,860 CPLs. Add to that almost another 1,500 helicopter licenses and close to another 10,000
PPLs. So you're looking at a universe of almost 30,000 pilots. Now, what used to happen in the old system is the medical examination of pilots used to be a very cumbersome process, a process that would require physical presence to schedule an appointment, physically forwarding medical records to DGCA, physically issuing the medical assessment, and a process that used to take almost a month or more, now through eGCA will be completed in a matter of 2 to 4 days. We have squeezed down that time frame to 10% of what it used to be earlier. And what does that mean? It's not only a saving of time. In my earlier avatar as Commerce and Industry Minister, I spearheaded a transaction cost project which looked at 9 verticals across industries, looking at their value chain, where are the inefficiencies that they're experiencing, where are the bottlenecks that they're experiencing, and how we can remove them. And please remember, there is a monetary cost to certain transactions which, if reduced, helps customers, but also time has a monetary component to it. And that monetization of these 26 days saved in terms of process increases productivity, allows people to be much more efficient, well-being of employees across the environment increases, and of course it helps the bottom line. The second example for you is the case in which, for pilots' licenses, the whole process used to be done by mail, by post. And personally, then people had to come to visit to schedule an appointment. That process has also been obviated through the eGCA process. Earlier, pilots, AMEs, and ATCOs used to have, like what we used to have in the olden days, the physical driving booklet, your license. 10 pages, thick cardboard cover. Now they have a smart license with a chip on it. Now what does that do? It has a QR code on it. And when you scan that QR code, the pilot's profile, his license details can be accessed and verified from anywhere in the world. So in one fell swoop, you have globalized and universalized the Indian pilot. A third case in point. And many of you may have not gone through that hardship, but because I have met with a lot of the pilot community as well, every time you board an aircraft, you embark, you disembark, there's a logbook that needs to be filled up. It's a physical logbook. And that has to be filled up by the pilot himself or herself. We have moved that now onto a mobile app. And so the pilot can update his flying or her flying experience from a mobile app. And then when he lands, it's all entered into the e-logbook along with their medical assessments. And therefore, at the snap of the fingers, that transaction is also consummated. So the whole process, whether dealing with pilots, ATCOs, AMEs, even aircraft registration and deregistration has now taken an online form. And it is our imperative to ensure that there is a value proposition that we engage with our customers. Let me also say this, that this is not the end of the road. We have just begun on our journey. Out of these 298 services, I have instructed the department, specifically for phase 1, because phase 2 has just gone online. We're just a couple of months down the road, and I must commend them. Arun Kumarji, TCS, PwC, the ministry team, for adhering to very, very strict timelines that have been put in place by me, even in this very difficult environment. But the journey is not over. I have mandated that the 298 services, of which 99 at first brush, we must now engage with stakeholders. Understand what pain points have we solved. What processes have resulted in actually no facilitation. And what still remains unresolved. So understand our gains, or rather their gains. Understand where we have missed the mark, and understand what still remains to be done. That exercise is ongoing as we speak. And through that process, through that manthan, through that chintan, will emerge, उस मंथन और चिंतन से अमृत निकलेगा. और किसी भी संस्था के लिए केवल एक नया प्रयोग लागू करना सफलता का प्रतीक नहीं होता. उस प्रयोग के बाद उस प्रयोग का विश्लेषण करना, उस प्रयोग के आधार पर किस तरीके से सफलतापूर्वक लोगों की जिंदगी बेहतर हुई है, उसे समझना, और जहां कमियां हैं उन्हें भी उजागर करके अगले चरण में उन कमियों को दूर करना, ये हमारा लक्ष्य होना चाहिए. And I commit to you that under Rajiv Bansal ji's stewardship, Arun Kumar ji's stewardship, our former DGCA, which is now eGCA, will continue down that path, an irreversible path, a customer-centric path, a persistent path, under the Prime Minister's directive. And none of this would have been possible if it had not been for PM's insistence and persistence on Digital India. And we heard that in his remarks. We must be digital first. We have the world's largest talent base in terms of our engineering talent. We must use it for our country's advantage. So with those words, I'd like to congratulate and commend the department, Arun Kumar ji, Tej Batla ji, representing TCS here, PwC, and all our stakeholders. And let us embark on this path with the firm resolve. Well begun is half done, so goes the adage. But we still have a long way to go. I'm fully cognizant of that fact. And until we satisfy every need and requirement of yours, this will be an initiative that will be pursued by us until we get the customer SAT scores from you that we really aspire for. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister Sir, for your very encouraging words and your way forward address. आपकी शुभकामनाओं के लिए, सभी के लिए, और साथ साथ माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी का और आपके मंत्रालय का, आपके जो विजनरी सोच है, मंशा है, जो नीति है eGCA के साथ, हम सभी के साथ साझा करने का. Thank you for guiding us, and as you said that with this DGCA with one stroke enters into a new transformational journey, into a new avatar with the eGCA. Thank you, sir, for encouraging everyone. And on behalf of the industry, on behalf of everyone present here, we would like to extend our deep gratitude and appreciation to you by presenting a memento. And may I request and invite here Ravi Krishna, Mr. Ravi Krishna, the Joint Director General DGCA, to kindly present a token of our gratitude and appreciation to the Honorable Minister. Please join us, ladies and gentlemen, as we extend our special thanks to the Honorable Minister. Thank you. May I now request Shri D.C. Sharma, Joint Director General DGCA, to kindly present the memento to respected Secretary, Shri Rajiv Bansal ji. Now requesting Shri Sunil Kumar ji, Joint Director General DGCA, to kindly present the memento to Shri Arun Kumar ji. All our torch bearers, our leaders guiding us, many thanks to them. Now inviting Shri Manish Kumar, Deputy Director General DGCA. Thanking Shri S.K. Mishra ji. Joint Secretary, Civil Aviation. And now inviting on the dais Shri Pavan Kumar, Deputy Director General DGCA, to kindly present the memento to Shri Tej Bhatla ji. Thank you. So, ladies and gentlemen, we come to the end of this important launch, but as said, the journey has just begun. To thank everyone and for the words of thanks for everyone, may I request and invite Shri S.K. Mishra ji, Joint Secretary, to kindly propose a formal vote of thanks.
Honorable Minister of Civil Aviation, Shri Jyotiraditya M. Sindhya ji, respected Secretary Shri Rajiv Bansal ji, Director General of Civil Aviation Shri Arun Kumar ji, Country Head in Government Business of TCS Mr. Tej Bhatla ji, distinguished delegates from aviation sector, my colleagues from Ministry and DGCA, friends from media, ladies and gentlemen, I feel honored and privileged to express the vote of thanks on this occasion of launch of electronic governance of civil aviation services, which has been done under the banner of our celebration of India's 75 years of independence, that is under Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. I am extremely grateful to our Honorable Minister of Civil Aviation, who has taken time and given us his valuable thoughts and guidance on this occasion, along with dedicating the eGCA platform to this nation, which is going to provide lot of services, lot of ease of doing businesses in the future to the stakeholders. I also express my gratitude to our Secretary, Sri Rajiv Bansal ji, who has constantly guided us and mentored us in shaping this event to making a successful event. Um, I acknowledge the presence of Sri B.S. Bhullar Sahab, who is among us today. During his period when he was DGCA, this project was at inception stage. The consultancy was initiated, and he steered the project from the consultancy stage to the project stage. Subsequently, Shri Arun Kumarji took his baton and steered the project, monitored to the minutest detail, and took it to the culmination that all the services are launched in the given frame of time. I extend my heartfelt thanks to our colleagues, our partners from TCS, who have been the system integrator for this service. And despite all the challenges during this period, they have been able to complete the project within the time frame. I also extend my thanks to all my colleagues from Ministry, from DGCA, all the invited delegates from the aviation industry who are here. By their presence, this occasion, this event has become a meaningful event. I also extend my gratitude to our partner for this event, FICCI, who have made this event in a flawless manner and made it to a culmination of this event, in fact. And at last, I extend my thanks to everyone who is present here for their distinguished presence, for their giving valuable time, and to make this event successful. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you very much, sir. And once again, many thanks to our Honorable Minister for dignifying and magnifying this event with his gracious presence and further extending the way forward to the industry. With that, ladies and gentlemen, we conclude here, and the Honorable Minister is now going to be addressing the media people. The media people are requested to kindly move in the hall where the press interaction will take place. And to all of you, I invite you to please join us for tea. Thanking once again to all the dignitaries, to all the torchbearers, to every one of you. After tea, ladies and gentlemen, as mentioned earlier, we'll have a panel discussion here. So 12:15, we'll start with the panel discussion. It's going to be close to a 25 minutes tea break. You're requested to kindly take the steps, move into the hall, which is on the first floor, for tea. And please join us for this panel discussion, wherein we look into now the future, the journey ahead for eGCA. Joining us are going to be Captain Ashim Mitra from Indigo, Mr. Arun Kashyap from SpiceJet, Mr. Anand Bhaskar from Airworks India, Mr. Krishnendu Gupta from IGRUA, Ms. Poonam Budhiraja from TCS, and the session is going to be moderated by Mr. Sandeep Behel, the Executive Program Director of US-India ACP. So enjoy your tea, and looking forward to all of you joining us as we further embark this journey of understanding eGCA and putting it into greater application. Thank you.